Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Pro Wrestling Sim, where the CPU books the show. And overall, we're doing pretty decent with keeping our 40% skill and haven't had the opportunity to gain $250,000, $500,000, 1 mil, or 1.25 mil overall, just kind of like the other series, but this kind of makes it a little bit easier. Don't have to worry about who's going with who and everything else, but um, overall, it just kind of seems like what is a deciding factor with some of this stuff is backstage morale. That we have Ignacio Schmidt, negative 19. Alice Hill, negative 14. Stephanie Browning, negative 13. Rory Hamilton, negative 12. Jada, Andre, negative 11. Both. Skyla Mitchell, negative 10. And then Giovanni Ward, negative 5. So I think what needs to happen is Alice and Ignacio need to go. They're the top two that have the most backstage morale negative to the team. So we're going to go to my roster, and what does he have right now? He has the tag team champs. He's going to have to go. Because he has that much negative morality to the team. We're going to have to release him. And it's at no cost. So it's not like an exclusive contract where I have to buy out his contract. So he's being released. His trio, tag. So I think the tag team champions are now on the line. And we have that. He is the main roster one. So we have Alice Hill, who is the other one that has big backstage morale, and it is negative 14. So she is going to have to go. And we'll see how that goes from there. So it was one male and one female that has gone. So we have 19 and 19. So, and right now we're doing pretty decent. We'll see if something were to happen that this changes now, since the big top two are now gone. But these guys are trying to provide order. Max Grassi is positive 8. Tegan Scout is 5 positively. And then we'll see from there if something were to change. But we have the mail that these two, as of today, are gone. And sometimes that has to happen. You have to kind of draw the line of, hey, we need like progressive matches and not dragging the whole team down. And we'll see if anything changed. So it's still at 0. We could release everyone else and see what happens. I know with Andre and Jada, they are relatives. They're brother and sister. So we could potentially release them and see if anything were to basically start from scratch. Release Stephanie, release Rory. Jada, Andre saves us quite a bit of money because he's $50,000 per month per appearance. So if he doesn't show up, then it's obviously less money. But now since he's the heavy champ, he should be showing up. So, Skyla and Giovanni. So we will take my roster down a bit and see what um, what will happen. So, where is okay? So it is on Andre. We're gonna release him. Rory, releasing ya. Skyla, we're releasing ya. Stephanie, we are releasing ya. And then I have to go back. So now it's at 49. So the only person is Giovanni. That's -5. We'll just remove him. And then see from there. Now it's at 54. So we are doing pretty well. Could do basic catering. I could be. Okay. So we will do that because it makes them happy overall and it boosted us by 5. So we'll start with that. We take care of some backstage stuff, remove all of these negative influences within the company, save a little bit of money. That way we can move on to the next event. So we're simulating it's the next 30 days, but it's more than likely one of these days we're going to get an email, and then we're also it will stop on the day. Title match request. Gonna reject it. I'm not saying that you probably won't, but I just don't want to promise it and then you don't get it. That's the only thing. I can't make promises. It's the CPU that's building these matches, not me. And then Sound Coffee. Sure, we can accept that. A lot of people are lower mid card. So we will see. We will hit confirm, and either way, he was getting a title match, but with some of that 20 is kind of like the max. And a Wong's not part of it, so we can add an angle, story, maybe a video, add 5 minutes. Doing it right there. So now she's a part of the show, but we could also do, oh, that's heel on heel. Tegan Stout's also a heel too. We could try and it's either that or we could profile. She has 80 star power, 8 entertainment, 3 wrestling skill. What did I put her as? Royalty, a heel. Wrestling lifer, driven by money. Royalty and everything else. So kind of do that. Selfish, Partier, everybody thrill seeking, face, submit plans, add, and we can do that. And then so that or an entrance. Let me do that. Add. And then she talks for 7 minutes. And delete that. Kind of basically do that. So she was introduced and then now she's being talked about. Okay, so that is perfect. Make that happen. So agent, either Byron or Austin James. I've been putting Austin James in this because it eventually boosts his skill up to 100, so we have 200, but I could also save money and release Austin James and then just have Byron be the person, but I just wanted Byron to be the booker and then Austin James be the one that's be the one that can guide the flotation of the match. So we haven't made it to 100% yet, so or even 70 or whatnot. So with our production score, I think the max is 40 because of what we have for production. But since we've deleted those set stars for the negativity, we will start the show. We will confirm it. So we got a 26% crowd reaction, 1.5 star match, 59%, and then 42% final score. Nothing gained from it. Austin James, agent team, helped both guys overall. The intimidating presence of Christian Gaines added to the match. They're out of breath a little bit. Backstage morale meant that the workers were not performing. Backstage score is currently at 60, so overall we have improved it, but it hasn't made a full effect. I think it would make a full effect if it was 100%. But we'd have to probably maybe add medical and also travel expenses to everybody to kind of get that way up there. So we have a 70 score of Hannah Wong getting a slightly better crowd response with a little bit more would get if she had a little bit more momentum, but she is just starting, so we just kind of added a video to it, just kind of gaining some time. And then we have a championship match, Bazile against Dylan, and Bazile wins. Austin's helped both of them. They're both kind of out of breath, and then they're with Backstage score, I guess, being 60%, but 26%, 1.5 star, 58% match quality, and 42, same as the first one. Then we have Leslie. We get a slightly better crowd with it's a huge failure. Okay. So that is okay. Thought maybe that would work. But a 70 score. Leslie with Hannah. Bazile and Lewis are now the new tag teams because of who we removed. And it seems like everything, Iker Biachi's performance was much better than usual. They tried to impress, given it the crowd was in love and made it even better and stuff. And Austin James did a lot of heavy lifting. So 32% crowd reaction, 2.5 stars, 69%, 50% match score. And move on to the next part. Celia Jackson and Eloise Harrison were having a angle together, 70% score. They would have a better crowd reaction if they had more momentum. And then the trio tag teams are on the line again. There's been a lot of changing. Overall 2-star match, 45%. Final score 25%. So they're all a little bit out of breath. Austin James did a lot, and Backstage are being 60%. So, given it was a huge show that they try to give their best out there, and overall, the end is the 40% score. So we did gain 0.2. We will see how many people showed up to the show. Oh, it's going through the 30 days. Okay. So we will stop progressing. I don't have any announcers because I guess the announcers were part of the negativity. We will kind of look. Oh, no, I do. Okay. I thought I didn't, but it kind of showed that there was no default, but there is a default. So in our mail, we had 60 tickets, 900. And then we can kind of look at our finances. So for that month, we're bumping a little bit here and there. So we started at 705, went down to 690, went up to 855, went up to 885, 870, so kind of teetering, and then went back down to 855, and now up to 900. So people are coming. And then the venue 400, so we kind of, made up the 500, but then we lose that 500 due to catering, which is fine. And then the staff wages, so we are making quite a bit of an improvement from having that $50,000 superstar that was negative 11 with the sister. Whether it been I eliminate one or the other, but overall, we aren't going to be losing as much money. We're losing like $2,000. So I could look for, more workers that are huge in star power. But a lot of them could be in exclusive contracts. But we have strong style here for like this guy. written contract, exclusive contract, so he cannot sign anywhere else. But we have this 99 Jonathan Robinson, traditional wrestler, 26. Call him a flabby build. He has 1 year in experience. He's pretty decent. Locker room leader. This is what we need. But I guess he can be annoying and thrill seeking. So I'm going to begin. Okay, and Edward Russell. We'll have to try and find him as well. But we will sign him for. We will. Supernatural. Face. 2 years. Travel expenses. And. We don't see about lower main event or whatnot, so we will make an offer. He thanks us for the contract. There we go. And I guess it's automatic main event. Now, let's find Edward Russell, and we can begin negotiations. He's also a strong style. He's known to have anger issues, known for toughness and stuff like that, but we will do. Oh, now it's there. We will put him. He's got 32, so I'm going to say lower mid card for right now. We'll put him as the badass. 2 years, face. Make an offer, and he accepts. So we have 2 guys that we've added, and it boosted up to a 63. So we are good to go. So we added some people by setting this. So we added catering, so that's good. Travel expenses will lightly subsidize $100 per person per month, so that boosted it to a 68, which is good. We will do some expenses for you until we really can't no more, but we have $99 million yet, so we should be fine. And my roster is starting to fill up a little bit, so we're adding some people that are good flowing, and especially as soon as you find one person, then you try and see if they work well or don't work well, and that's what we did. We found a person that works well with a team, so that's what you have to do, I guess. So we will move on to 30 days for the next event. And this has been going well so far. This game is on Steam. If you haven't heard of this game before, Pro Wrestling Sim, I know I did have the 2 other series that a lot of people have showed or have seen on my channel, and or a decent amount of people have seen on my channel about the Jeremy Crazy promotion against real life promotions, and then also State Battle. I still have them, so I did not remove them. I'm going to accept it because he's probably going to be booked for a championship match anyway. So we're in August. We have 5 days. We're going to proceed. We have our booker. Deserve a push. Except you've been doing pretty decent. We have 3 days, so we will see about the 3 days and look at our promises and see what needs to be done. So we're at the third day, and we will auto book. Bryce Boyer and Jonathan Robinson. Honestly, I'm just gonna delete it for right now. So create tag team. Edward Russell, Jonathan Robinson. I'm going to say hardcore duo for right now. Because they work well as a team, so I don't want them to be mixed up with anyone, to be honest. And then roster, does anyone have anything against anybody right now? No. Pretty bad chemistry as a team. Okay. Good chemistry as a team. But he's gone. Celia Jackson. Christian. Dylan. Pretty bad chemistry as a team. Terrible chemistry as a team. Okay. Excellent chemistry as a team. So, excellent chemistry. Terrible chemistry as a team. Good chemistry as a team, but I don't have Jada anymore. Unless if I bring her back and then create them as a tag team. Let's see if I could bring her back, to be honest. And not pretty bad, good. I'm just not going to. Oh, but she was -11. No, I'm not going to bring her back. I would only bring her back for the chemistry as a team, but she kind of took that morale down quite a bit. So we're going to auto book. Need to add 10 more minutes. I need to add more than just 10 minutes. Because this we're going to go down to 15. And then this we're going to go down to 15. Because long matches are not good for the audience. Iker. What would Iker and Celia have? I have no idea. I think I'm gonna delete it, to be honest. We'll add a promo or an entrance, 2 minutes of hardcore duo. We'll add 5 minutes of a promo of just talking. So that's 6 minutes. That's 8 minutes. We're going to do... edit it. We're going to add it. They're going to do 2 minutes of talking. And then they're cutting a promo, so... could be at the beginning of the show. Or, okay. We'll do that. Could do it at the beginning because then... could add an angle. Story beats. Stare down with Leslie O'Brien and Hannah Wong at the end of the match for 5 minutes. But I also got to look at is she a face now? So she might be face now. She doesn't have much star power, but what does Hannah have? She has 79, so trying to boost Leslie at this point. She has good wrestling skill, but doesn't have the star power, stuff like that, so that's what's trying to happen. What about Max here? He's got 15. What is he currently? He's a one-timer, so he has nothing right now. But what is... he's not even a part of the show at the moment. It's a face. Sun Coffee's not even a part of it either. So he has no chemistry against somebody. He's a trio champion. He's a 2-time trio champion because it seems like that's... so is he. And she's a heel. Planned gimmick change. Okay. We could... is that for... no, that's not for... it's for Dylan. Planned gimmick. I did not select it. So overall, we could add an angle about it. And do an entrance. Two. And then he just cuts a promo for 8 minutes. Oh, I need the worker. That's that for that. So then that's towards the end of the show. But what is this guy? What? Respectful of others and driven to be the best. So I put him as wholesome face. He's a mid-card right now. It's 15 star power. Maybe just give him a video. To try and push him a little bit. And Anthony Wilson is 25. Star power, he's got 62 wrestling skill, supernatural. Trying to be the best. Safety's good, commentary. Stamina is good, psychology, agent looks. Doesn't have much intimidation. But who does? Anthony Wilson doesn't have that either. But he's just lower in star power. But he's good with wrestling skill. Maybe we'll add an angle. Matches made. We'll do a promo max for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay, and then do a matches made. Anthony Wilson, match announcers. That would be that. And that. So there's that. So we'll do it after that. And then we'll edit. And he's cutting a promo on him because he's going to change into a classic heel. So we are going to go to change character. It's going to be a heel. Don't have much intimidation, but we're going to go with classic heel, submit plan change. So then we're going to go to that. He has a little bit more intimidation, but I know it's CPU booking overall, but sometimes with this stuff you can just edit, and I'm not writing anything down. So with my other series I wrote stuff down because it's like I had plans for these things to happen, but then overall in general, with all the hiring, veto, creative control stuff that I put on their contracts, it just, they wouldn't like it this way, and then it's this, and then it's that, and then it's like, then you have to go into everything, delete the creative control and all that stuff and all that jazz. So, or it's either you eliminate the roster and you start from scratch, but I didn't want to do that. And just overall, I just wanted to start something fresh and new and do it off of the default world that they have in here. And CPU basically booked it, but added some, spice to it and trying to kind of involve everybody, but not necessarily having to involve everybody. So involving Johnson, Robinson, even though he's going to be in the championship match later, but kind of as a tag team introducing and stuff. So we'll see how it goes. So we have a 70 overall segment. There is no notes regarding to it. They gain no boost from it. It's kind of introducing themselves. Then we have a half-star match, 15 minutes. Hannah Wong's performance was worse than usual. Everyone was kind of a little bit out of breath. The local crowd were in love with the segment, so that is great. The backstage morale, 68% right now, so that's kind of the only downfall to it. But other than that, half-star match, 49% crowd reaction, and 51% final score. Then we have Leslie O'Brien. Would get a slightly better crowd response if there was a little bit more momentum to her career right now, but there isn't really much right now. So we have it was a huge failure. Would get a slightly better crowd if. So it's basically because he didn't have momentum, but we'll see if he turned heel. Seal, Lewis Calling, and then Christian and Bryce Boyer are the new tag champs. So the intimidating of Christian added to it. Other than that, Austin James did most of the heavy lifting and stuff, and it was a pretty decent match. 23% crowd reaction, 2-star, and 43% final score. Then we have Dylan. There's no notes. It was a success. All right. So he was a success on turning. And then we have a negative 1-star match, 37% crowd reaction. The crowd started to grow bored as the match went on. Okay, so Jonathan and Basile are bad chemistry as opponents. Their timing was was all over the place. So that's probably what caused the match, was them two being all over the place, and 36% final score. So that probably was kind of the only flop. But our production settings are limiting your growth. With better production, this could have been a 52. Okay. All right. So next day, we had 77 tickets. This is saying something. We are increasing. We gained $1,155 in tickets. That is a big boost. So you're going to simulate up until September 2nd, kind of see the finances, and then do September, and that will be all for Q3. And the next episode will be Q4, so we're kind of doing it in quarters. I would have done the whole year in one video, but with how long it was, the first video, and with it being how long it is right now, it's not, I would say, worth the time for you viewers to watch a video that's so long. So we're kind of looking at finances here. So production, $20,500, $1,500 for travel. So every employee gets $100 for wrestlers, $500 for the catering. So $25,000. So I mean, it could be worse, but it's better than spending that $50,000 for Mr. Andre Freeman. that wouldn't budge on anything else besides if they were given that flat number. And so we've gone, like I've mentioned before, a little bit earlier in the video, and then we went to the 900, so we increased a little bit, not expecting, a whole big jump, and now we're profit. This is kind of the series. I'm trying to go until we make, profit if we make it that long. So at that 900, and now at that 1100, almost 1200 mark. We will continue to be in this haul until we, in my eyes, sell out for basically a episode 3 times. And then if that stays true to that, then we move on to the next tier building, which is 500. So you're going from 100 people to 500. So it's a slow build. It's not going to be you go from 0 to 100 real quick. And we do have $99 million left still. So let's get on to the next episode. And we'll answer emails when we get them. And then we will kind of auto book the show. And everything else in between. So we did get an email. Push request, Anthony Wilson. Sure. We're supposed to give Hassan coffee. What is... we'll look at when it comes to the show that he does and what he's at right now, if he kind of deserves a push or not. Sure. Give it to you. So 3 days. So we have Wrestling Extravaganza, Autobook, literally the tag teams. We are going to delete that. We will edit this. We're going to delete you. We will add the hardcore. No. Drag as opponents. Put the title on the line. And he'll also be part of the... we're going to delete that. Sun, Coffee Max. We're going to delete that. We're going to make this a 50... we'll make it a 20-minute. 20-minute. So now we got Max. So we are going to add match. I know, but at this point, okay. Make it a 10-minute match. We will add angle. Ooh, I know what we'll do. I know what we will do. Jeez. we will make an entrance. Leslie. Be 2 minutes. And then yes, this will work. This won't be for the title, but we will add a 15-minute match, put that there. Then Leslie will attack Hannah at the end. So there's that. He is a trio champion. He's a tag champion. So Coffee's a face trio. Iker. I don't know why some of this is not working, because they're facing faces with faces and not faces and heels. Could be something. Don't think you can do it with a video. He's just cutting a promo for 5 minutes. It's after that match. Need 20 more minutes of content. Tegan is a heel. This is a heel. Don't think there's much females on this roster now. That's referee. So I have to look for females or overall. Johnny Icon. Oh. Sign a written contract with APW. I could sign Odin. 88 star power. A brawler. But I'm looking for females. Oh, $50,000. Yep, nope. Okay. But I could sign them for main eventers. John Chambers. So I'm looking for Trinity, I can't. Riley, I can't. It's a male. Go by gender female. Okay. Trying to be a lot of fun. Okay. Have face. I think for her it's automatic that she's going to be a main eventer. So, trying to be a lot of fun. Could have musical performer, comedy character, athletes. I'm gonna go with comedy character, face. 2 years at that 400, travel expenses. Make offer. Sweet. Jada I could bring back, but she had the best. Okay, so we could add her potentially. Oh yeah, she's not that much. So anxious, driven to be the best. Anxious. Put her as upper mid card. Put her as face. Anxious. Underdog. I'm gonna put her as underdog. And we'll do it for 2 years. Contract. Okay. Should be good. That should be good. To add some decent amount of females, because entertainment, wrestling skill, and can build up. Tegan Scout or anybody, so we just added Emmy. I know we added another female, her as well. 80 wrestling skill, 50 star power, entertainment, intimidation. Did I put on both as comedy? Or no, I put her as underdog. So we're gonna add a video for Arabella. So put that right there. We will add a match with her and her. Mid card. 10 minutes. Do that. trying to make it where it's young enough, but with his kind of attributes or whatnot. He has great stamina, wrestling skill is decent, entertainment is decent, star power is 26. But with quite a bit of people, Harrison. Okay. We will start the show. Atmosphere and backstage is great. We'll see. 81. Sweet. Oh, Arabella Baxter adds 10. That's great. That's great. That's awesome. Son Coffee. Is he... what is he right now? Lower mid card. Is there anybody he can wrestle right now? Is he... Okay. So Dylan is a classic heel. Dylan... What's that, his plans? Disposition face. Heel. Current gimmick, classic heel and face, but plan gimmick being a patriot. Let's stay heel. Heel and classic heel. Submit plans. We can also, because we can do him against Lewis at a match. Yeah, we'll do that. Or Hassan, one of them. We'll do it against Hassan. Make it a 10-minute match. Austin James. Put it at the beginning. It's kind of like an opener. Tag team. So Jonathan has the heavyweight title right now. We'll save match. We will start the show. Alright. So, I think we are starting something good here now, since we've added a few people to boost up the backstage morale and got rid of the bad people. Not necessarily saying that they are bad, it's just overall their contribution to the overall of their character did not go well with what we're wanting within the backstage of working together and everything. So Austin James obviously did everything, and the vocal crowd were in love with the segment. 35% crowd reaction, 2.5 star, and 54% final score, and it was a huge failure. Okay. I guess the turn was a huge failure, but overall, he is heel. We have 99 on a video of Arabella Baxter that will come into the next segment. She gained 0.2 from it. We have Max Grassi versus Anthony Wilson. They did have a kind of promo last show, so Austin James has really helped Max and Anthony, and then given this was such a huge show, the workers really pushed themselves to make the impression on the audience, and Austin James did the heavy lifting. 20% crowd reaction, 2.5 stars, so 71% match quality, and 46% final score. Is there anything? Oh, him was to change character, but that's not that. We have Vasil cutting a promo, and doesn't really have momentum on their side, so they had a 5-minute promo that gained them 0.1 at 39% final score. Is there anything? No. Or are they supposed to turn heel? It was a success, so they did turn heel. So that's good. So we had Celia Jackson and Hannah Wong. Celia Jackson was a little out of breath. Given the show, they pushed themselves. Austin did the heavy lifting. Hannah Wong was out of breath. The vocal crowd were in love with the segment. 39% crowd reaction, 2-star match, 52% final score. And then we had a 62% trying to create the momentum with them. Leslie and Hannah. Hannah Wong got 0.1. Leslie making her entrance, and then Hannah Wong is attacked by Leslie to gain to a 62%. We have Emmy Yee, the new signee. That the crowd loved it, I guess, but it was a negative half-star match. 10-minute match, a little out of breath, 53% and 47% final score, with Emmy Yee gaining 0.3 and 0.1 loss to Tegan. And then we have new tag team champions. They did a vignette or promo last month on the show, and they worked together. So then I booked them as a tag team because they were going to be mixed around, and then I made it official that they were a tag team. And as you saw in this video, and star power and everything worked well with them, and your opponents worked really well with them. So they were just out of breath with how long it was, and the vocal crowd were in love with the segment. So 40% crowd reaction, 2.5-star match, 69% and 55% final score. And this would have been a 70, but with the restrictions that we had, kept it at a 40. So, we had 82 people come in, $1,200 in ticket sales. The one thing I wish is what you could control the price of the tickets. Because if you were to, let's do a little bit of math. That's, find my calculator. Do 1230, divide that by 82. $15 a ticket is what we are charging for a person to come in. Kept your promise, you improve your relationship with them, and then we will move on to move on for the next 2 weeks, kind of see what our finances are like. With the new signees, obviously, it's going to be a little bit more money, but not as big as $50,000. I wasn't willing to spend. I wasn't willing to want to spend it. I'm working hard recently. Sure, maybe a tag team match. I've promised Hassan Coffee a push. Twice. What is he at right now? And he also has the titles. He's had lower mid card. He's had trios for 74, so he does deserve a push. So, double. Respect. Do it for 3 days. And we get an email on the 30th. Push request. Max Grossi. Put in the work. Reply. Should I accept or reject? Well, let's see. What's your win-loss record? 2-5, and you think you need to be an upper mid-card. Push request. I'm going to reject. You're a mid-card right now. That's what you're doing. Okay? And we need to push it one more day and see the finances. Call in an episode. So, negative 25,000. So what we've been traditionally doing. Got to 1,230 with the staff wages, 3,700, 100 for the catering, marketing, 20,500 for production, 1,700 for travel, and 500 for the catering. Which, we're getting there. We just need this to increase, and we need to get people to come in, sell out 3 times, move on to the next show. And we have another. So, Edward Russell is increasing from 150 to 200. Okay, thank you for letting me know. He signs with exclusive contract, so I can't sign him. I wish I should have. But then if you would have signed with them, then he removes from our company. So then we have Basile contract expiry. I think I'm just going to let it expire. Or I could resign. I know you would think that within this game, you'd want to sign people as long as possible because you stay that contract until that contract is gone, because once you try to resign, it's increased. But with this, it's overall in general seeing who flows best with who and overall marketability of what I'm trying to do, because I'm trying to gain profit as quick as possible, but also with spending a reasonable amount of money. At first, yes, that $50,000, but yet Andre was dragging down the backstage morale, and now we got rid of the backstage morale problem. It is now being fixed, and so these guys are actually trying to push themselves. They are trying to do the best they can. We are at 2.0 in marketability. or popularity, I should say, popularity when it comes to North America. Now, when we do get to, the 70, 80, 90, and 100, we gain zero point 0.2 or zero point 0.1 to Latin America, South America, Europe, Asia, Oceania, Africa. Not all of them at once, but I add zero point 0.1 to whatever one I decide to choose, or zero point 0.2. Probably 0.2 to make it even. But overall, in general, um, hopefully we make profit before we get to that point. But we will see, I guess. And hopefully you have a good one. Peace out.